Ow, ow, ow. Hi guys, I have a recipe for you today, something a little bit different, and I'm in a little bit of a different background. I am in my friend's house. Her name is Kim, and I have filmed her before for the makeup challenge, blindfolded makeup challenge that I did with the Aussie Ninja, and for our, I think it was 7 questions video. I have come here to house sit for her, and in return she's letting me do a video here. Her and her lovely uncles are letting me do a video here. Now, I live in a house with 5 different housemates, and so as you can imagine, our kitchens get so busy and I don't get much time to cook, especially time to like experiment and bake and do things like that. So I'm going to be doing a few videos here, but one of the biggest videos I've been so excited to do is a chia seed recipe. Now, I've heard so much about chia seeds, but I haven't really tried them. I have been trying a little pod called the Chia Pod, and it's made by the Chia company. If you can see that name, excuse my nails, I need to paint them. But yes, if you can see that name, it's made by the Chia company, and it's a little pod, probably about the size of that, like a little pot about the size of that, and it comes with chia seeds soaked in, I think it's coconut water, coconut milk or something, and then it's got like banana or chocolate and things like that added to it. And I thought, well, that's really great, but they're really tiny little pods and they cost quite a bit. And I thought, well, why not get myself some chia seeds and try and make it myself? So now these things you do have to make a little bit in advance. Ideally, you would want to make it and leave it overnight, but for these purposes, we're going to make it and leave it for an hour. The reason I'm not leaving it overnight is 1, because I've got stuff to do tomorrow, and 2, because I want to eat it tomorrow, so I'll probably be leaving it overnight anyway. But I'm actually going to make it with my own sort of recipe. I have looked up a whole heap of recipes and they all contain things that I didn't really want to put in my food. You can add oats to this, but I am making a Chia Seed Parfait. Now the way we're going to make this is by adding 1 tablespoon of chia seeds, and we're going to add that into our little ramekin. If I can get this little pouch open. Excuse me making all this noise. It is resealable, and I have resealed it. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. So yes, we're going to take our, I've got a normal sort of tablespoon, not like a cooking tablespoon, because as I said, I'm at a friend's house and I don't really know where all her baking supplies are. But I found just a normal dessert spoon, and I'm going to add one sort of level dessert spoon of chia seeds, and then 1/2. Which I think would equal into like a cooking tablespoon. I mean, I'm winging this. Please don't like go, oh no, you're not doing the right thing. This is all experimental. It is all for fun, and I have tasted it and it comes out really yummy. So I'm just hoping this will be a really great healthy breakfast for you guys to have, or lunch or snack. I'm not judging. Whenever you want to eat this is fine. So you've added your chia seeds, and chia seeds, I'll show you a bit close up. They just look like, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. I don't think you can see it. Whoop. Can you see that? They just look like almost like little mini sunflower seeds. Like, can you see that? Like little tiny little seeds, like the sort of seeds you get in bread or something. Now the great thing about chia seeds is they contain so much omega-3. They actually contain in 1 tablespoon, which we've added 1 tablespoon really. You actually get 6 grams of fiber, 3 grams of omega-3, and 3 grams of protein, which is great. This is going to be a real action-packed breakfast for you, and it's going to keep you feeling full all day. So the good thing about chia seeds, let's have a look at what it says on here. It says they are the highest plant-based source of omega-3, fiber, and protein. They are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. And these ones are farmed sustainably in perfect environment, 15 degrees from the equator. Ideal day length climate and soil. Irrigation provides continuous water for pump lustrous seeds. Nothing but sustainably grown Australian chia seeds. So these ones I would actually recommend because they are nothing but Australian grown chia seeds. I would probably try and get the non-GMO, the kosher ones, like anything like that you can get like a bit of a seal of approval on by the government. I would go for that. I wouldn't really go for just ones that you don't know where they're from. But these chia seeds look really good. I got them from the store. They were $7.99, so they're a little bit pricey. But when you're considering that, you know, 1 tablespoon will make you a whole pot of pudding, they're kind of really a better deal than getting like the little chia pods from the store. Anyway, so there's our chia seeds. We've added those in. The next thing you're going to add in is some milk. Now you can add normal milk, soy milk, almond milk, coconut milk, any sort of milk you want. Really, like rice milk, any sort of milk you want. Whatever is your preference. Personally, I use soy milk because it's one of the easiest milks to get, non-dairy milks to get in Australia. Almond milk is quite easy to get in specialty food stores, but in the supermarket they don't really stock that many different brands or varieties. So it's not really the easiest thing to get, and it's not the cheapest thing to get either. Soy milk, on the other hand, you can get a really great either home brand soy milk or a So Good soy milk for just under $3. Now, I've got these very noisy little measuring pots, but they're so cute. I found these in the drawer. Again, I have no idea where anything is because this isn't my house, but I hope they don't mind me using it. So I've got this little pot, and this one says it's 80 mils, which is what I used before when I was making this. So I would just add 80 mils of your soy milk into your little jar, and just pour that in carefully so as not to slop it everywhere. I'm going to put these down here. So now with these chia seeds, they're going to look a little bit weird because all they're going to do is kind of float on top of the milk. They're not really going to like stir in or soak up anything. I don't know if you can see that, but they kind of just sit on top of the milk. And they do look really weird. But this is where all our other ingredients come in because they will help it plump up and go really nice. And that's also where the time, you know, sets in. If you leave it overnight, the plumper and juicier it will get and make your pudding all the more puddingier. Puddingier. Let's say that's a new word. So the next thing I'm going to add in is I've got some yogurt shop yogurt. This is mango yogurt. You can add any flavour you want. I recommend just plain yogurt, but do remember the chia seeds do not have a lot of flavour to them. They kind of, I reckon I'd say like the best taste equivalent I could say is if you get like the kiwi fruit seeds, not the kiwi fruit, but the kiwi fruit seeds, and that's kind of a similar taste. So if you can imagine them without the kiwi fruit, and then you kind of get like that same taste. So anyway, I've got my yogurt here, and all I'm going to do is add a good 2 tablespoons of the yogurt to this mix. You can add 2 to 3, it's up to your personal choice. But remember, the chia seeds are going to really swell up, so you do not want to like add a whole carton of yogurt into this thinking that that will thicken it up and it will overflow and bubble over. So now you've got kind of like a weird looking mixture of yogurt and the chia seeds and the milk. Stir it all in together, give it a really good mix. Make sure the yogurt like really gets sort of skimmed out among the milk, not staying in like little clumps or anything. I would give it quite a good mix. Because remember this, if you are going to leave it overnight, you don't want to leave like the seeds in little clumps of the yogurt because then it really won't like blow out nicely. Now, I think I already said I'm using the white chia seeds. There is no difference between the white and the black chia seeds other than colour. They both contain the same amount of omega-3, the same amount of protein. I think it's purely just for looks, and I really don't think there's any different taste in between the two. I mean, at least that's what my local health food store told me. If they told me wrong, then please correct me. So as you can see now, we're beginning to get a bit more of a yogurty sort of equivalent. So that milk has kind of taken, the chia seeds have kind of sucked in the milk and the yogurt a little bit. but obviously it's nowhere near finished yet. But, before we put this in the fridge to set, I'm just going to add a tiny little bit of my favourite ingredient, and that's a little bit of peanut butter. And I just have the Kraft smooth peanut butter. You can get the all natural peanut butter. Any sort of peanut butter that you wish is fine. You don't have to go out and buy some specially. Just use what you have at home. I know a lot of people want to use all natural ingredients. That's really good if you can use them, but sometimes they can be really expensive. And also, if you're younger and you don't have sort of, if you've got to ask your parents for these sort of ingredients and you see that they get you something that's not on this list or something that's wrong, don't stress out, because really you can substitute everything in this list, in this recipe, for something else. Like really, peanut butter. You can substitute anything. You could add Nutella to this. You could add honey to this. Honey, I guess, would probably just make it sweet. It wouldn't really give it much flavour. But you could add honey. You could add a bit of strawberry jam. I'm personally going to add some strawberries and some banana on top of this when it's done. So, I love my peanut butter. One thing that my housemates will know about me and my friends is that I'm a peanut butter fiend. So when you stir your peanut butter into this chia seed mix, you really have to make sure that the peanut butter isn't just staying in big clumps. You really want to mix it in really well. You could use a blender or a food processor for this. I mean, you could, if you're going to make a big batch of it and like maybe serve it for a brunch or for a lunch or something, you could definitely make this in smaller or bigger portions. Just sort of double all the things if you're going to make double the mixture, or you can just pour them into a lot smaller bowls and make 2 bowls out of one mixture. Really, there's no like rules to say you have to stick to this one recipe. So once you've added in all your peanut butter, it should smell really good. At the moment, you can smell the mango yogurt and the peanut butter. Mango and peanut butter may be a little bit of an odd choice for some people, but I absolutely love my peanut butter, and I love mango, and I love bananas, and I love strawberries. So all these things to me go really nicely, but if they don't to you, you can add whatever you want. You could add some stewed apples into it, some stewed pears, anything soft. You don't really want to add something with too much of crunch. Although I guess you could add some like apples into it or something, something to give it a bit of texture. Add some pomegranate seeds into it. Really, the list goes on of what you want to add. Mine is kind of being like a peanut butter and jelly American style parfait, because I'm adding my strawberries, which is kind of like strawberry jam, and I'm adding my banana, and I'm adding my peanut butter. That's my phone. Sorry guys, that was my phone. My friend who lives here called me just to check up on the little doggies that I'm house sitting for, that I'm pet sitting for. The little doggies are okay. They're curled up on the couch over there. I'll show you them maybe in another video if their owners allow it. But yes, they're just sitting on the couch over there. So, Kim, yes, they're fine. The house isn't burnt down. As you can see, it's perfectly fine. Anyway, so I've been stirring the chia seeds, and as you can see, it's getting quite a bit thicker. It's obviously not thick enough yet. I mean, you could eat it like this. It does taste really nice like this, but obviously I don't really think that's what you want it to be. So what we're going to do is we're going to take out one that I made earlier. And we're going to have a look at this one. Now this one is what I made earlier, and I've added banana and strawberries to the top, and I just added a little strawberry on the side here just for decoration. And as you can see, this is really rather steady now. Like I can tip it, I wouldn't really tip it any more than that, but I could tip it almost on its side without it spilling out. It's quite solid, and this really, if you didn't want to leave it overnight, I've left this in there for about an hour. An hour would really do. You don't have to leave it overnight. Leaving it overnight just ensures that the chia seeds soak up everything. If you don't want to leave it overnight, you don't have to. So with this one, what we would do is put this one in the fridge, and you can see from the size, I use the same size cups, and you can see how much the chia seeds have risen up. Of course, I've added a bit of fruit to this one, so this one's going to be a little bit higher. But I mean, really, it's, can we get them even? So it's all reversed on my screen. So there we go. So really, you can see this one has a lot less in it than this one, and that's because this one has really swollen up, and it actually feels a lot heavier. I mean, even with just a small amount of fruit that I've added. So this one's going to go in the fridge now, and I'm going to save this one for my lunch. For my breakfast on another day. And this one here will be my breakfast in the morning, and it looks really yummy, as you can see. We'll do like a little taste test just for you guys, just so you can see what it looks like when you actually dig into it. I've got like banana and strawberry in there, and you can see it's like quite a pudding consistency. Let's get some of this out. So yes, you can see it's quite thick, and the chia seeds have all expanded quite a little bit from being the tiny little seeds that we see in here to being these seeds here. So now we're going to give it a taste test just for you guys, because I know you like to see how we taste things, how like the YouTubers taste things. So let's have a go at this. Cheers, guys! Now that is like dessert. That is like the yummiest dessert you could have. But it's your breakfast. How good is that? Who wouldn't want this yummy fruit parfait for breakfast? Move over boring toast and boring cereal. Why wouldn't you want something that's going to keep your energy levels up all day while you're at school, while you're at uni, while you're at work? Who wouldn't want to eat something that's going to keep their energy spiking all day over some boring old cereal that'll only last you to recess? This is definitely my winner, and it tastes just like dessert. A little bit like maybe like a peanut butter and banana and strawberry jam sandwich. Kind of tastes a bit like that, but then in like a pudding form. If they made a pudding form of that, that would be awesome. I think I just made it, actually. So yeah, this is kind of like my peanut butter and jelly and banana pudding, or parfait. And this is all with chia seeds and all natural ingredients. Nothing bad in here, nothing like sugar or anything like that. You don't have to add any artificial sweeteners. You will have sweeteners in your yogurt, that's the only thing, and also in your peanut butter. They're the only two things I think would have any sweeteners. You can definitely get unsweetened. There is no reason why you have to have sweetness, because when you add your banana and your strawberries, that will add more than enough sweetness. And if you're a total sweet tooth and you want this for your dessert, and you're going to have it for your dessert, I think I recommend having it for dessert after lunch, because if you had this for dessert after dinner, I think you'd be going off the roof all throughout your bedtime. So anyway, I think this is really great. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this style of video. It's really fun to do something with you guys like cooking, especially now I have a lovely kitchen to cook in for the weekend. And cheers, guys! Thanks for watching!